So how did your conversation go today, Jeremy?
Well, my conversations were very good. Almost all the people I spoke with changed their minds. And basically what I do is I ask them, do you think it's a woman's right to choose to have an abortion? And they say yes, mostly they say, I do think it's a woman's right to choose to have an abortion. Then I say, when do you think it's right for a woman to choose to have an abortion? They may say, oh, if she can't cope and she's too young. And so then I generally say, so you feel it's okay for a woman to kill her baby if she's under the age of 16 and she's struggling and she feels overwhelmed? So it's okay for her to kill her baby. They say, well, no, I don't think it's all right to kill her baby. I say, well, what happens if the woman feels, that the little baby's a 2-year-old? Is it okay to kill a 2-year-old because she's struggling and suffering and she hasn't got any money? Is it right to kill a 2-year-old? He said, no, it's not all right to kill her. So what about a little bit smaller? I said, so when is it right to kill a woman, to kill a child for a woman to have an abortion? And generally they come up with the terms, well, what about rape? So I say, is it okay? So it's okay to kill a child for the crime of its father. And they say, no, it's not all right for a woman to kill a child for the crime of its father. So when is it right for a woman to kill her child? It says, well, when it's under 22 weeks. So basically, right now you're this size. So basically, if you're that size, it's not okay for me to kill you. No, it's that size. No. And then I come out with my little rubber model. So it's okay if you're that size, because that's the size when most children are killed. That's a 11 to 12 week fetus, and that's what it looks like when you kill a child. She said, well, no, that's not all right. But I think you're the most fantastic human being on the planet standing on that piece of ground right now at this moment in time. I think you're fantastic. So you think it's okay to kill a person? What happens if you're smaller? Is it okay for me to kill you? So is it ever okay to kill a fantastic human being? I don't know what you're going to do in the future. You could do marvellous things, but quite often people say to me, well, it might not have a good quality of life. So it's okay for me to kill you if I don't think, next year your quality of life's going to improve. And they say, no. So generally they change their minds. And then I tell them, did you know that in the world today, globally, Wikipedia says 42 million, other estimates say 50 to 55 million, that roughly 50 million children are killed in the womb each year, every year. And in the First World War, we killed 10 million people a year, and that was over 4 years, so it's 42 million people. In the Second World War, we killed 10 million people a year, and that was over 6 years, and it was 60 to 70 million people. But now, we kill 50 million people all year, every year, globally, and that's like having 5 world wars running at the same time. Do you think this nation needs to have a national examination of conscience? Did you know that the mother's womb is the most dangerous place for a human being to be in? That you've got 50% more chance of being killed in the womb than you have of dying outside the womb. Did you know that 48%, that's almost 50% of all deaths in the world are abortion? That's 52% of all deaths, that's old age, AIDS, war, famine, pestilence, disease. That's 52%. The rest, 48%, is abortion. Do you think that's a good thing? Did you know that before 1967, we didn't do this sort of thing? And years ago when the ship was going down, we used to say women, children first. But now, if there wasn't enough room in the lifeboat, you say, well, pregnant women first. But now we say, hang on, it's the women first, let's kill the babies. Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think we have a duty to raise a voice if someone's going down the road to kill someone whom they don't feel that they can cope with? Do you think we should have a duty to say, no, you can't do that? Did you know that the 1861 Offences Against the Persons Act says it is a life imprisonment tariff if any person was to attempt to bring about a miscarriage chemically or physically, even if the person is not pregnant. So the law defines a person as being a person even if they're not there. The 1929 Child Destruction Act, I think it has a different name from child destruction. It reiterates the same thing, that is a life imprisonment sentence if you attempt to bring about a miscarriage, physically or chemically, even if the child is not present. Did you know that law still stands today? Did you know that law still stands today? That if you attempt to bring about a miscarriage, under the age of 24 weeks, it's a life imprisonment tariff. Did you know that there is no woman's right to choose in this country? That it is only upon the diagnosis of 2 medical practitioners that there is a person who is gravely at risk of losing their lives through mental illness or physical illness if they continue with the pregnancy after 24 weeks. Did you know that if it's before 24 weeks, the woman must take the risk of losing their life? So the 1967 Abortion Act did not legalise abortion. It legalised a provision to circumvent life imprisonment if there is a diagnosis by 2 medical practitioners that the woman's life is in grave risk after the age of 24 weeks. And did you know that most abortions in this country, over 200,000, are social abortions? That in the run-up to 2010, there were only 17 abortions carried out in the previous 2 years. That was because of a grave physical risk to the mother. And those 17 abortions did not save those 17 lives. Do you not think we need to re-examine our conscience as a nation?